Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are the scouting staff for the Hula Bowl. Today, I have with me one of the participants in that event this past season. His name is Jared Wayne. He's a wide receiver out of Pittsburgh. Nice to have you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure.
So yeah, had a fantastic season this year, going over that 1,000-yard mark, which I thought was awesome. We were very thankful to have you at the Hula Bowl. And so let's get to talking about you and your story, man. I know you're a guy who's from Canada, and then you eventually made your way down here and all that. Talk through some of that story, for me.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, being from Canada, my path here is a bit different from majority of guys or my peers really. So I grew up, playing hockey a lot. That was my first love for a sport. I honestly thought I was going to be a hockey player, believe it or not. So that's always something people are surprised by. But yeah, I really started to take football seriously in high school. My parents sacrificed, my coaches as well sacrificed so much for me to be in this position, driving me to camps and 7-on-7 tournaments down here. Just countless hours and money spent on me and travel and stuff like that. So, I'm forever indebted to them. But yeah, it took a lot to be in this position for sure. Always having to put myself out there. Coaches weren't coming to see me in Canada or anything like that. So, um, I was always having to go seek that exposure. But it's really taught me a lot of things. I have so many experiences from it as well. And it's really it's one of those things that you look back on. And you can really appreciate, all that time and, those workouts and all that stuff. Not many people have to go through that, so I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, my time here in Pittsburgh has been great. 4 years here, and yeah, I'm living out my dream now. So
So, obviously you're from Ontario,
mhm.
and then you end up coming down here. When did you first make your way to the States?
So my last year of high school, I was going to camps, kind of all throughout high school. My last year of high school, I was in Clearwater at Clearwater Academy, just to get more
Florida,
exposure.
for people who
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. So it was really just get more exposure. That was my first year playing receiver as well, so it was a good transition. It was a taste of college before it actually happened. Having to live on my own. I lived with a host family, but just being away from my family. And then yeah, actually playing receiver before I got to college. So just kind of prepping me for that a little bit. But yeah, it was a great experience.
So, what position were you previously?
I played quarterback majority of my years growing up playing football.
Interesting. So,
Yeah,
you feel like your experience at that position might help you a little bit as a wide receiver, or what?
for sure. Definitely helped with the feel of the game. I've noticed that, immensely. Grasping a playbook, just knowing, everybody's job and task. That comes pretty naturally for me. Um, but yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is just to feel and being on the same page with the quarterback. That makes a huge difference. Quarterbacks will always go to that guy that they feel they can trust the most. So if I can build that connection, and I feel like it's pretty easy for me to do, given I played the position, then yeah, it puts me in a good spot.
So, I don't know how you're going to answer this question because, obviously, like you said, I mean, you were a hockey guy for a long time. But
Mhm.
when you were growing up, who was your favorite athlete?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say Kobe. Kobe Bryant was my favorite athlete. Probably he definitely set like a foundation for me in terms of just how to attack things really. When it comes to athletics and just everyday life, just his mentality, that was definitely something I found very intriguing and still do to this day, and try and live by it. So yeah, he was definitely my favorite athlete. I grew up playing pretty much every sport in the book, so basketball, soccer, I golf as well. So yeah, I enjoy doing it all.
Cool. No, I didn't know if you were going to say somebody like Sidney Crosby or something. That's the reason why I wanted to check in with you on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about this. I mean, you make your way eventually to Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Um, talk about Pittsburgh, man. I mean, obviously a great institution. Let me know what why it's so special for you.
Yeah, it was my only Power 5 offer. I got it out of camp as well, and really just ever since I stepped foot on campus and in the building, just got a great vibe. From the coaching staff, the training staff, strength staff, everybody in the building. Really just made me feel really welcome and kind of at home. And then the city itself, it's obviously got a great history of sports and they take their sports very seriously. So that's something that I felt meshed well with who I am. And obviously, growing up playing a lot of sports it's a big part of who I am. So that was definitely something I was looking for and definitely made me feel at home.
Cool. And I was just going to ask you, what have you been able to accomplish there academically? I mean, are you already finished up with your degree?
Yeah, I'm actually wrapping it up right now. Yeah, I'm graduating this April, so I'm excited for that for sure. It's been definitely a long journey, but
Gotcha. And what is
wrapping it
that
up.
ultimately going to be in?
Administration of justice.
What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so I'm majoring in forensics. So it basically works with a lot of things law related, but definitely something I found interesting. You know, just balancing sports and athletic or sports and academics. You know, going to class can be tough sometimes. So granted, I wanted to focus on something that I found interesting for sure. Which I think I chose the right thing, but I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with the degree whenever I'm done playing football, but it's definitely something I find interesting
There could be a lot of things that you could do with that. I mean,
for sure.
you could end up in the FBI. I mean, I don't know, but I mean,
Yeah,
you'll definitely have a lot of options, once your football career is over, but I don't think that's going to be over anytime soon. Um, so let's talk some football. Obviously a great team there. Let's go ahead and talk about that offense. How would you describe that offense there at Pitt?
yeah. So I played in two different offenses, but the one I'm coming out of, Coach Signetti's offense, it's definitely a pro style offense. He's very systematic in the way he teaches it and very detailed. So I think that's also going to help me a lot. At the next level, just grasping the playbook and being very detailed and consistent in my route running. And like we said before, that ultimately helps. A connection with the quarterback and stuff like that, just being on the same page. So, yeah, definitely very systematic and there's a reason for everything we do in that offense. You know, over my 4 years at Pitt, obviously I played in two different offenses. I was recruited by one position coach and played for three others. So I
Wow.
definitely gained a lot of knowledge while I was here, and I'm definitely going to carry that with me throughout the rest of my career.
Well, I think one thing that a lot of people have noticed, at least this past season, is game doesn't always go I guess the way of the pass, man. I mean, you got to go
No,
out there and actually be a blocker because I mean, you got
yeah,
other all-stars
exactly.
making waves. Uh how do you feel about that role, by the way?
Yeah, that's a part of the game, and that's something I take pride in as well. Being a complete player, being able to do it all. I don't think there isn't anything I can do on the field. I'm a versatile player. I can block, catch, make plays with the ball in my hands. So, I definitely take pride in it. And shout out to my guy Izzy. He
Oh,
definitely did his thing
he's
this
an
year.
animal, man.
Yeah, for sure. And
Um
you can't ignore that. So he definitely got what he deserved, and I'm very happy for him. So
Well, let's shift gears. I mean, I want to talk about you as a receiver, obviously. So Hey, when they're in the huddle and they call a play, what's that one play that when you hear it, you absolutely love it? What's that one favorite route of yours?
Man, there's a couple, but we hit on a couple posts this year that were big. Um, hit on a couple slants that took it the distance. So I love honestly, I love going across the middle. Daggers as well. I love going across the middle of the field. I'm a bigger body, and I have good hands. So going across the middle, that's definitely my game. I love it in there. But any shot play is awesome.
Well, I mean, Jared, let's be real. I mean, you're a pretty decent size wide receiver, and like you said, I mean, you could be used in a lot of different ways. I mean,
Mhm.
some of your measurements, I mean, again, I mean, about 6'2", 209 pounds is what they weighed you in at your pro day.
Yeah,
But some really long arms, over 33 inches, which is great.
yeah,
Um, but let's talk about this pro day, man. You're just coming off of that pro day, and I feel like you really turned a lot of heads. Some of these numbers, let me go down some of these real quick, and forgive me because sometimes people got different numbers, but I
yeah.
want to run down them real quick. Okay,
Yeah,
so
sure.
um what you had a 41.5-inch vertical, which is
Mhm.
just awesome, man. Like that's something that I mean, obviously if you're a big basketball guy, I'm pretty sure you could throw down a couple dunks with that
Yeah,
vert.
for sure.
um 10-7 broad jump. And so the one that surprises me the most is you had a really good three cone, a 6.85 three cone, which those things I think for a bigger guy are much harder to do.
Mhm.
Which one of those there are you most proud of, or are you proud of all of them, I guess?
Yeah, definitely proud of all of them. Like you said, everyone has different times. So I heard some, faster times for my three cone, which, I'm definitely proud of. Like you said, it could be, tougher for some bigger guys, but like I said, I don't limit myself in anything I can do on the field. Like, I know I'm a great athlete, so they don't really surprise me too much. And part of me feels like I definitely, could have put up some better numbers. Definitely in the broad jump, in my 40 as well. So, but overall, it was a solid day for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you had a solid day. Your RAS score was very good, which is gonna again put you on everyone's radar.
For sure.
I mean, and I mean, we certainly liked you at the Hula Bowl, man. We were very excited to have you come to our game. But again, you've really put yourself in this position yourself. I mean, over the past 4 seasons, really developing yourself into the player that you are. Um,
Mhm.
give me some sense of that development. Like when you look at yourself now versus how you were 4 or 5 years ago, what's the biggest difference?
Yeah. I still feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like I'm still pretty new to the position. Um, I'm looking forward to having an off season where I can, really focus on, my weaknesses at the position, which I feel like I haven't really had the chance to do yet. But yeah, every year has just been, a steady incline. Looking at the numbers and looking at the tape, I think that I'm just gathering more and more information and just getting more and more comfortable playing the position, and just my feel for the game just keeps developing. So I really just feel like I'm just scratching the surface, and the best is yet to come. But yeah,
Well, again, we felt like you came off of an excellent season there at Pitt, which is the reason why we extended the invite to you to come to the Hula Bowl. And bro, quite frankly, absolutely thrilled to have you at the Hula Bowl. Thought we were getting a steal of a player who, we were just very thankful to have you. Let's
for
talk
sure.
about some of the highlights of that week for you, man. Give me your take on everything.
Yeah, it was a great week. Really, I think the biggest highlight for me was just getting a chance to compete in front of all 32 teams that were in attendance. So that was definitely my highlight of the week, meeting with pretty much every team there as well. just really getting to show them who I am as a person, them getting a feel for, my character and who I am as a player too, having them evaluate me and a lot of them like what they saw. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that opportunity you guys provided me for.
Well, hey man, you did it all on your own. I mean, you went out there and put on a good show. And I guess the one thing that I kind of wanted to touch on as well is you had an opportunity to sit down with some NFL scouts and actually do some interviews. I mean,
Mhm.
how'd those go overall? Can you maybe give me I don't know, maybe a feel for like the number of guys you actually sat down with and all of that stuff?
Yeah, they went really well. I think that week I met with around 26 teams.
So
So
suffice it to say, most of the league.
yeah, yeah, majority of the league, yeah. So it was definitely really cool. I definitely got some great feedback. Asking questions what they think I could improve in my game and stuff like that. So I was really just trying to pick their brain as much as they were trying to pick mine and get to know me as a person and a player. But yeah, I was also trying to gain feedback and knowledge on what I can do to improve my game.
Great. Well, Jared, this is kind of some of the feedback that I've been getting, or at least that I've seen. A lot of people seriously believe that you are going to be the number one pick in the CFL draft.
Hmm.
At least that's what I've been reading, which I think that's awesome. But I mean, you are also in contention to even be drafted in the NFL, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and so, with that being said, give me your I don't know, where's your head at, man? Give me your feel for like those sort of statements and how they are affecting you right now.
Yeah, it's cool. Being from Canada, it's obviously, a really cool thing to be able to be drafted in both leagues. My dad played in the CFL as well, so it is really cool. Obviously my goal has always been to play in the NFL, and that's what I plan on doing. But it's definitely a cool thing, and I'm very honored to be able to be in this position.
So who did your dad play for?
Majority of his career he played in Ottawa, um,
The
and
Red
then
the Red Blacks?
yeah, they were the Rough Riders back in the day when he played. But
Right.
yeah, and then he shared a season with BC in Toronto as well.
Cool. Well, I mean, hey, I mean, if you end up there, I mean, we'll see, but I definitely have a feeling that somebody down, here in the States is going to end up taking a shot on you, whether it be with a draft pick, or immediately, man, dude, you're going to hear your name called on draft day, whether it's during the draft or immediately afterwards. So,
For sure.
it's going to be exciting to figure that out, once everything unfolds. So, you got any plans on that draft day yet, or are you still, I don't know, you still hung over from like the pro
Yeah,
day or what?
yeah, it's kind of coming down now. It's sinking in, but yeah, I definitely plan on going back home and being with family for draft weekend, and yeah, just soaking the whole thing in, the whole process, and that's I guess that's really when it wraps up, and then yeah, we go from there. Figure out what the plan is. So
Awesome. Well, you've been able to put together a solid career. Again, great great seasons there at Pitt. You had a great showing at the Hula Bowl, and most recently, obviously completely killing your pro day. When you look at these things about you and your career, to you personally, give me your biggest personal highlight, like something that you are most proud of accomplishing, whether it be a particular game or a play or something like. Share maybe your best moment so far.
I mean, above all, I'm a winner, so I definitely say the ACC championship that we won in 2021 was huge. That's probably the biggest highlight for me. Um, there's a number of plays and games that I've excelled, but that that's something that nobody can ever take away from me. Being a champion and doing it with my teammates and my brothers, so I'm definitely forever grateful for that.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone gave you guys the chance to actually win that championship. You
Yeah,
guys were able to pull it off, which I think was awesome.
yeah.
Um, so Jared, anything else about you that you want to share, to anybody? I mean, anything about you personally, your likes, dislikes, hobbies, passions, anything interesting that you feel people would like to know. So give me a little something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a simple dude. I love spending time with family, friends. I like to read. I like playing video games. I'm always looking for the opportunity to share with the world who I am. Outside of wearing that helmet and being a football player. So, um, yeah, I mean, I'm really just a simple dude who likes to hang out. Be with his people and have a good time. So, um, yeah, that's it.
Gotcha. So you said you like to read. Is there like a favorite book of yours since you mentioned it?
Favorite book.
Or maybe your most recent one that you enjoyed. How's that?
Yeah, I'm currently reading Make Your Bed. It's kind of the 10 steps to, you know, um, really just changing your life and things that, tips and tricks that can help you, just attack every day and make the most of every day. So, this in the book it says the first step to changing the world is making your bed in the morning. So that's a good one that I'm reading right now. Another one is It's All in Your Head by Russ is the author. That's a good one, and it's another self empowering and a book that helps you work on um, just every day um, you know
Sure.
endeavors. So, yeah,
Well, I mean, that sounds great. Obviously, I mean, you want to make an impact. You want to do those things on the field and off the field. Have you thought about what you might do, off the field in using this platform as an athlete? Like, do you know maybe where you might be, I guess focusing on? I mean, like charity
yeah,
wise?
yeah, for sure. My mom, both my mom and my dad is a firefighter. My mom's a teacher, and she's also worked with people with special needs. So, it's always been rooted in me to give back and just seeing what they do. Yeah, I definitely have some ideas to work on some areas there that definitely hit home. But yeah, I haven't gone as far as the details of everything, but there's definitely some things in the works. So
Sure. Well, you got time to put all that stuff together, man. I mean, you're obviously very busy right now. I just got
sure,
finished with your pro day, and I mean, and you got obviously busy several weeks ahead of us. Up as we come closer to the draft. So, um, I know you sat down with mostly NFL, but to everybody else who has yet to talk to you, I just want you to take the opportunity to talk to them now, man. Tell them why they need to draft you and bring you into their franchise. So go ahead and close us with your pitch.
yeah, I'm a complete player, man. Similar to what my guy Kalijah said on Good Morning Football. I'm a nice guy off the field, but once I step on the field, the switch flips. I'm a complete player, versatile. I can do it all. So, you're not taking a chance on me. It's a sure thing.
Awesome. Well, Jared, really appreciate your time, and also very thankful to have you at the Hula Bowl. I mean, I thought you represented us very well, and we were very thankful to have an athlete of your caliber at our event. So,
Yes, sir.
uh,
Thank you.
wish you very best of luck moving forward. All right.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Sure thing. Once again, Jared Wayne, wide receiver, Pittsburgh. Check this guy out.